Hello YouTube, I'm Cheesy Muffin,
And I'm Mr. Smiles.
and today we're going to be doing a review on a movie rather than a game. Usually we do games on this channel, but we've done a couple of movie reviews in the past, so we just thought, this would be a good time to, do a movie review this time rather than a video
Yep.
game one. So today we're going to be reviewing a movie called Only God Forgives. We did thoughts on it video about a week ago. And yeah, it's a very interesting movie. It's very artistic. So, Smiles, just tell us your thoughts on it first.
Alright, so, what I thought about it, everybody was hating on it, nobody really was enjoying it, and there was a lot of people that were saying they wanted to like it or they were anticipating it a lot, but everybody I've seen review this has been disappointed and hasn't liked the movie, and the movie's gotten some pretty bad reviews. But I feel like I'm the only one of actually. I feel like I'm part of that one small group that really did enjoy the movie and thought it was stylistic and it could handle the over artisticness of the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I wasn't disappointed. I found it entertaining throughout, and I liked the scenes, and they really went way above, you know, above and
Yeah.
beyond what the style of it, and they kind of went overboard with that. But if you think it's like, if it was too much, like you couldn't handle it, like, because he really made it, what some people call weird. It wasn't weird, but for other people,
Very weird.
he made it weird. He made it, very, obnoxious and abstract, and
I gotta. Okay, for those of you who do not know what the movie's about, it's about a guy and Ryan Gosling character, Julian. His brother gets killed by a cop, and it's pretty much
his
the
journey
premise,
to
yeah.
take revenge.
It's a revenge story.
So-
Ryan Gosling trying to take revenge on the cop. If you watch the trailer, you would think that, that guy with the samurai sword, you wouldn't think he was a cop, but he is.
Mhm.
And Ryan Gosling, is, I think he's a gangster. They say he was.
He's like a dealer
Right.
or something. Anyway, so
That's the
it's-
premise of the story. And okay, if you guys saw Drive, it's by the same director, Nicholas Winding Refn, and I was really anticipating, a great movie, and he used the characters staring at each other as an advantage in Drive. In this one, it was he dropped the ball.
He overdid
and
it?
He overdid it all because look in Drive, the first half of the movie, okay, only one character just stares at you. There's only one character who stares at the other characters. That's Ryan Gosling's character. The other characters talk. The other characters have a lot of dialogue, and you get a sense for all the characters. Later in the movie, after when stuff starts to pick up and people start to die, Ryan Gosling, that stare he gives people, that turns intimidating. That works for the movie. That makes it that much suspenseful, and the killing scenes that much more vital. But then here, that's just duplicated. Like all the characters just stare at each other. Like you can't do that. You can't do that in film. They literally all there was only a couple of sentences of dialogue spoken in this movie, and I don't know why he did that. He completely dropped the ball. He if this movie had character development, it would have been great, but he didn't have any character development at all. You didn't feel anything for any of the characters. They could have died at any moment, and he wouldn't have cared. Also, and Ryan Gosling, his character once again was the same one as Drive, except everybody in the movie just stared at each other, and and they do talk. Some characters say a couple of sentences, and when they do, you don't care for the characters at all. Their dialogue doesn't tell you anything about them besides like you like the mother character. You want her to die. She when she talks, she's rude. I mean, it's like she has an attitude, I guess you could say, and it didn't work for the movie. I mean, just her and all the other characters could have died at any moment, as I said.
Yeah, but some people, may argue and say, he like completely he didn't have any character development, and he completely, of his portray all
Portrayal.
his portrayal of the storyline of the cop and the him trying to face Ryan Gosling and stuff. Some may say he dropped the ball. I'd say he
did.
I mean, in my perspective, it takes skill to make that such a complex movie. I mean, that simple storyline.
Confusing is different.
Making it complex.
Confusing is different from complex.
No, they go hand in hand.
He made it.
Sometimes.
I felt the whole movie. I felt like Nicholas Winding Refn was trying to say something. Like he was trying to convey a message to the audience. And he failed.
No.
The whole entire.
I don't know why you continue with the symbolism thing.
I didn't say symbolism.
Or his portrayal.
He's trying to say a message.
No, he's not, dude.
Yeah,
he's not. No, he's not. Because the movie is its own storyline. Are you really saying he was trying to tell the audience something? Really? It's linear, dude. The storyline was the storyline. He made it complex, artistic, and stylistic at another level that a lot of people can't really handle. So they called it really weird, and it is weird. But I thought it was just the way the cinematography, everything was linked together, and it was. Yeah, I know the storyline was very linear, but he made it complex and artistic, and these. You saying that he's trying to tell the audience a message is just not even true, because
he has
a lot of story. What do you mean a message?
Throughout the whole movie is like an hallucination. It's like a dream. Half the movie is like,
and that's
you
part
would
of the
think
story.
is a
That
dream.
isn't a message he's trying to.
Usually, believe it or not, usually when directors have a dream sequence, or they either they use that to foreshadow, or they use that as a message. They're trying to say a message to the audience, or moral. If you prefer that better, and
that's even worse.
Okay,
you mentioned cinematography. You didn't think that.
Yeah, okay. Then, dude, there was hallucinations. There would be parts where Ryan Gosling, if it's not hallucination, I don't know what it is, because unless he can teleport, some of the scenes didn't make sense. And
it was some hallucination.
That specific scene where he's sticking his hand out to a black door. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but that you see that scene again near the end, and what is that trying to tell you? If this is like a movie you need to analyze, you need to dissect, because there's stuff in there that you would be like, that means something. There's something behind that. He put that in there for a reason.
He put it in for a stylistic effect, artistic effect.
If he did that,
he put it in there for artistic, stylistic, and a kind of like a mental state in which Ryan Gosling, it's a mental.
Okay, yeah,
like a journey in itself. I guess so. Okay, and you saying that he's trying to put a message out there, or moral, even worse? No.
And the cinematography in this movie is great. The cinematography and the cinematography and some of the music. This is why I enjoyed it. Now, if it didn't have the good music soundtrack, that loud bassy, like that worked. That was effective for the movie. And then the techno near the end, I like that. I like where they had the soundtrack. And then the cinematography, as usual, Nicholas Winding Refn, he has the same long, cinematography shots. Those were really good. I enjoy those. If you're a mainstream person, you're not going to. You're going to think it's boring, but there's a reason behind it. Now, there was no excuse for him not to have a good storyline, a script, character development. And then even he dropped the ball. I saw an interview. He said he really loved bloody films, and so do I. And I was hoping this one was going to be, like violent, bloody. I heard speculation was it was going to be bloody and violent, and I was also disappointed in that aspect too. I mean,
it was a bloody movie.
It wasn't that bloody.
It was a bloody movie.
There's only one or two scenes where it's like a lot of blood.
Every
comes
killing
out
except
violent.
Every killing except one specific scene is bloody.
Not even.
All the death scenes are bloody.
You see him slash, and then it doesn't even show you the person getting their hand cut off or anything. That's not a spoiler, by the way. Somebody not even important, but the guy slices the guy's hand, and then it doesn't even show it. Didn't even show it. and stuff like that. And I
It
was like,
showed a
why
lot of
wouldn't he?
blood.
Why
There
wouldn't
was
he?
a lot of blood.
And Ryan Gosling
It's-
shoots the gun, and you don't see the people getting killed or anything.
That's a stylistic, artistic effect. He had the capability to show whoever he was shooting dying, but he chose not to. He showed to keep.
He also chose not to
to
add a
put a
script.
panning shot on Ryan Gosling shooting the gun, and that added an effect. It was also slowed down. I believe it was slow motion. I believe also, but
Yeah, I
or he
guess-
was shooting it slow.
All right.
That added an effect.
Here's the final
And-
verdict. Here's the recap. Here's what I think of the movie. The only reason why I'm giving the score I'm giving it, and you may say it's a little high, but I'm giving it because I'm being generous too, because the cinematography is great and the soundtrack. That's the only thing lifting this movie up. No script, no character development. The story was way too simple. That was about it. Those three cons, and those are huge. Those aren't even small. That's what makes a movie good. Without those, it's not a good movie. So those three things he dropped the ball. The only thing he got was the cinematography and some of the soundtrack. I get it a 6 out of 10. I'm being really generous here.
And if you think
I'm
he's
really disappointed.
if you think he's being generous, my score is I'm one of the very few people, very few people who are giving it such a high score, because I personally enjoyed the movie, and although I didn't think he lived up to what I thought my anticipation in the trailer, although he didn't satisfy my need for an epic movie, for like Drive, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 because I thought it was good.
I wanted to like it. I wanted to like this movie, but
I was sitting halfway through it, right, and I was thinking, this is entertaining. I hope it stays like this throughout the movie, and it did. And that just gave me that feeling, that
when it
this is
ended,
not a bad movie.
I didn't know it ended. I didn't know it had ended.
It hit me, like at the very end when it ended. It was like, this was a good effect. Okay, he has a specific scene that keeps coming up throughout the movie, and he ends it with this scene, and it's a beautiful song that plays, and that's how the movie ends, and it just hit me like I knew halfway through he was gonna end it in some stylistic, artistic way, and he did. He ended it, right there on the spot, and I enjoyed that. Okay, I enjoyed that. Although there was several possibilities.
I left the
movie.
movie theater and I'm wanting more. I left it wanting. I wanted to I was like, man, they could have had this. They could have done this. They could have done this. I could go all day about that, but he didn't. The bottom line. And I wanted to like this movie. I was anticipating it as much as you were. I was like, this looks amazing, and I love Drive. This could be great. And I was just disappointed completely. I got to face the facts. It was a disappointing, and the movie failed. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So I give it a 6 out of 10, 6.5.
I give it a 7.5 or 7.7 out of 10.
Really?
I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was artistic, stylistic, the whole shebang. Odds are, unless you really,
and here's the tip.
appreciate movies.
If you're a filmmaker and you really appreciate Oscar-winning, award-winning movies, it's the cinematography. You can tell, you know who you are. You know who you are out there. Enjoy it. You go watch this movie. If you're mainstream, if you really like those blockbuster,
if you like the Avengers,
hundreds of $1 million films like Avengers and I don't know the big ones
you're gonna
like
hate
those,
this movie.
You're gonna hate this. You're gonna say it's boring. Yeah, you're gonna say it's boring. Okay, and I wouldn't expect anything else coming from you.
Yeah,
if you know who you are.
Failures.
All right.
I
Steve.
really hope you enjoyed
smiles.
this. I hope you enjoyed this review. So if you want more reviews, if you want us to do more thoughts on, please
check out last
comment
week's
below.
RPD, the game, not the movie, the game.
The game review.
So check that out.
Oh God,
Yeah,
wasn't good.
Was not good. All right, go check that out. This is Leak Talk Games. Please subscribe and comment. Bye bye.